Hello, grade 3. Okay, so in today's topic, we are going to learn uh, about movements of animals. We have learned about different kinds of movements that animals do. Today, we are going to learn why animals do this kind of movements. Okay, why do they have to resort to movement? Why can't they just stay in one place? Okay, so think about this. Why do you think animals move around? It can be a cat, dog, elephant, tiger, or even the aquatic animals that move in water, or the birds that fly in the sky. Why do they move? So, the first reason that animals move is to look for food. Okay, so the first reason is looking for food. Now, animals, see, uh, think about you stay in your house. If you feel hungry, you're going to sit in your kitchen and then you're going to tell your mom, I want to eat this, and your mom will prepare, and then she will bring it to you. You don't need to move around and search for food, right? But for animals, it doesn't happen like that. They need to move around in search of food, whether they may be doing any kind of movements, whether they're crawling, whether they're flying, jumping, or walking or running. It does not matter. They need to move so that they can search for their food. Okay, this is a big reason for their movement. And for example, a tiger who's chasing a deer. Why is the tiger running? The tiger is running so that it can catch the deer and eat it, right? That's why it's running, it's moving. Okay, now the second reason why animals move is to do this, to protect themselves. Okay, animals move to protect themselves. Now if an animal stayed in just one place. See, for example, let's talk about rat. Okay, if the rat didn't move around, it will be easily spotted by birds like eagle, or it will be easily eaten away by a snake. So it has to constantly move around from one place to the other. For us human beings, we have a home. We stay inside our house. We go to the market. We come back. We go to school. We come back. We go to our office. We come back eventually. Okay, but we usually we don't have to think about whether someone is going to harm us or not. It's not like animals don't have a lifestyle like us. They need to constantly move around from one place to another so that they can protect themselves, so that they can keep themselves safe. Okay, for example, I was talking about a tiger chasing a deer. Now think about this. The tiger is chasing the deer so that he can catch it and eat it, right? What about the deer? Why is the deer moving? The deer is moving so that it can run away from the tiger to protect itself. Okay, so if an eagle is trying to chase a rat, the eagle is chasing the rat, so that the eagle is moving so that it can catch the rat and eat it. The rat is moving so that it can protect itself from the eagle. So two important reasons why animals do any kind of movement is to get food. They need to eat food to live, right? So they need to move to collect their food. And the second reason is they need to protect themselves. If they do not move, they will not be able to keep themselves safe. Okay, now these are the two main reasons why animals they do any kind of movement. Now there's another reason actually why animals move. Now that reason is called migration. Okay, it's called migration. The meaning of this term is when animals move from one place to another place in large numbers. I'm not talking about just 2-3 animals moving around, maybe like hundreds of animals together. They are moving from one part to the other part. Okay, that is called migration. Okay, and it happens in animals, it happens in aquatic animals, it happens in land animals, aquatic animals, it also happens in among birds. Okay, now why do you think animals move in large numbers from one place to the other place? The reason why they do it is usually for getting better food. Okay, for example, if there are a bunch of animals in one place, and maybe 200-300 herbivore animals in one place, and they have been staying in that place for very long. Now what happens is that herbivores, they usually eat these plant eating animals, they will eat only plants. When they're eating plants and grasses, what happens is that, and the number of animals is more, they will finish up all the plant reserves. That means now they need to look for a place which has good plant reserve. So what they will do is they will move from that part of the forest to the other part, so then they can get better food and better living conditions. Maybe animals usually migrate from one place to another place in search of water and food and shelter. Okay, now do you know that in every winter season, Siberian cranes from all the way from Siberia, they fly and come to a part in to a place in Rajasthan. Every winter, when we have winter, every year these cranes, they will fly all the way from Siberia and they will land at Rajasthan. Now you might be thinking that these birds, they live in Siberia, but why make such a long journey and then come to India to spend the winter? Now see, Siberia is a very cold place. Okay, so compared to their winter, our winter is warm. They get snowfall the whole winter season. We do not get that. And these birds, they come to Rajasthan because even in winter season, Rajasthan's winter is warmer compared to Siberia. That's why these birds take this long journey all the way from Siberia to Rajasthan, so that they can spend their winter months in Rajasthan. Okay, and when they come to Rajasthan, the climate is a little warm for them. They get lots of food. Okay, so they make this journey for better living conditions and for food. And this is not the only example. There are many instances where animals, they move from one place to another place for better living conditions. Okay, for better food, for water, and for good shelter. This is the reason. This is how migration happens. Now you might be thinking that migration happens only in animals. No, it's not like that. Migration happens also in humans. Now when the lockdown started for coronavirus 19, did you see in the news that people from migrant workers, those who do all the manual jobs, those who do the small jobs, and they live in different states? Now these workers all over the country, they wanted to come back to their house, and I'm talking about lakhs and lakhs of people. Now just imagine, these people, they all moved from their own states like Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, and they went to big cities like Mumbai, Delhi, and Punjab, Haryana, whatever. See, this is also an example of migration. These people, they left their own hometowns, own villages, and moved to a different place. Why? For better living conditions, so that they could earn better, they could get better food, they could get a better lifestyle. That's the reason they moved. This is also an example of migration. Okay, it does not happen only in animals, it also happens in human beings. Okay, and you saw that in the news. It was going on for so many months. The people were stuck in those places. They didn't get trains, they didn't get buses to move on. And later the government decided that these people will be sent back to their homes. So this is also an example of people migrating from one place to another place. Okay. in search of better living conditions. Okay, so now you know that the reasons why animals move is to get food, to protect themselves, and when they need to migrate from one place to another place. Okay, so that will be all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.